Hello and welcome to Frank's School. This is the 13th year, the 6th day of the year, the first video. State of the School 2023 is what I'm calling this series, and this is the 6th. I think I had that number wrong yesterday. I think I had 5, or 4, it should have been 5. All right, now I want to continue a little bit with the history so you can better understand what I'm doing here. My mom had told me I could not spray, fertilize, or plow. She didn't say I couldn't mow, and even helped me get a tractor. But it was a dangerous tractor. It was a narrow front end, a John Deere B. I remember almost tipping it over on this hillside, and I whoa. And I had to try to rig together a mower, sickle bar mower. What I needed was a low four-wheel tractor with a bush hog on it. If I'd had that, things might have been very different, and I could have kept everything in control, but I didn't. But I figured out one thing she didn't say I couldn't do was irrigate. I'll irrigate it because water is one thing there's lots of coming out of the mountain. And with just my shovel and me, I ditched all of this, really. I ditched this, I ditched this, I ditched this on perfect contours. And I wrote about it. I wrote about it in a book called The Meadow Book. It's about 70 pages long with my small writing because I wanted to keep a record of what I was doing. I knew I was doing something that was a bit unique, but I need to rekey that and maybe publish it in my limited way because the copy I have now, I think I made maybe 40, but they were dittoed and it's barely readable, so I need to see to that. All right, now the first why I thought to irrigate, the first I saw that was in the Casamance, Senegal, in Africa. That was the year summer of 1967. And I was taken by the beauty of it. They're rice paddies. But then I saw it later in Peru, traveling with Joyce Campbell Riston, and Peru blew me away. I mean, I just can't even begin to tell you the effect that Peru has had on me. Later on, I discovered the word bis and how in Switzerland they did basically the same thing with bisses. And that's a whole, if you would search on my website or on my channel, my YouTube channel, bisses, you'd begin to just find all kinds of stuff. So I wanted to tell you about that. Another thing, Hydra in My Head is the name I gave to a playlist where I went back and I tried to figure out what was going on in my mind as I was growing up through the 60s, through the 70s. Why do I have these strange ideas? I say that's a playlist. So if you're interested in why I did that stuff, well, you could take a look at it. It's pretty personal. Conemaugh Village it should be a playlist, but if you would look at that on my YouTube channel, there I did a series of videos filming the various features that I knew about in this whole area. Now, that was pre-pig, but I'm pretty complete about what I filmed, clear up into the mountain and other things. So there's that. The Meadow Book, I mentioned that. Now, pictures. I've mounted sort of a detail of that. Where I live is right here. Now this is all fuzzy, but I put it there so that you could better understand these. Here's a picture of what that area looked like, probably in 1950, when my grandfather, I'm hoping you can see this, when my grandfather, a while after my grandfather had bought it, and you could see it's very sparse, there's very few trees. Now here's an extremely valuable picture. This is a picture looking that way, and the house, the main house, is right here. It's gone, but there's the site of it. None of these buildings are there, but that's what this looked like if you look from the south toward the north. That picture was probably taken about 1860 or 1870 is my guess, and I can only hope that I can get the focus as well as I can. That seems invaluable. Here's a photocopy of an article in the Bedford Gazette, the local paper, where Norbert Oppenheimer was trying to sell this, and he describes the property. You can see his name down here. That would be after the bulldozing, I assume. So probably the bulldozing, this was 1922, May. So the bulldozing probably occurred maybe around that time, or 1920 or something like that. His son, Marcus, I think, spent most of his life trying to clean his father's, clean up the results of that mining, which went bust because the price of ore dropped so much once the western iron ore fields were opened up. All right, I guess that's maybe enough for now. Bye.